But first, it was an emotional day for Bryan firefighters. Good evening, I'm Amanda Kenny.
And I'm Jenny Walsh. Thank you for joining us tonight. Today, Chief Randy McGregor responded to the State Fire Marshal's report released Monday on the Knights of Columbus Hall fire in February 2013.
Today's press conference acknowledged many of the shortcomings, but also highlighted the many changes the fire department has put in place since the tragedy. KAG's HD News reporter Chris Costa shows us how these changes could save lives in the future.
They could have easily dropped him. They could have easily hit the floor. They could have easily ran out. They didn't.
As Bryan Fire Chief Randy McGregor retold the emotional story of the night Lieutenant Eric Wallace and Lieutenant Gregory Pickard died in the Knights of Columbus Hall fire, it was hard to hold back emotions still fresh in his mind.
They gave everything they had to give, up to and including their lives.
The fire department held a press conference Wednesday in response to the State Fire Marshal's report released Monday. While the report cited many shortcomings of the department, fire officials say departments across the country use these reports for training.
So the sacrifice that those two lieutenants made is going to have far-reaching positive effects on the fire service.
Bryan Fire has since made many changes. They added firefighters to each response team, added higher capacity air tanks, and made thermal imaging cameras a requirement.
Bryan, TAC 3.
If a firefighter is in distress and calls for Mayday, everybody except for the person in distress and those responding to him will change to TAC 6.
Bryan, TAC 6.
This also clears up the airways to make sure that the person in distress has a clear radio frequency.
I pray that our family never goes through an event like this. But you do realize the true heart of people when they have to. And I'm telling you, we have the best.
In Bryan, Chris Costa, KAG's HD News.
Bryan Fire is also adding an additional fire inspector to share the large task of inspecting the city's buildings. They expect it will take about 1 year to train that person.